Hi there folks, today I'm going to do a tabletop review of my second-hand restored Leatherman kick. Now these are discontinued, obsolete. You can get these second-hand off eBay. I got it off a Facebook group called Leatherman UK, off a man on there. I didn't pay a lot for it. It was in a sorry state. I'm at the end of this going to put a bit of a restoration video. I'm going to add it to this. Now obviously if your tool is still circulating, just send it back to Leatherman and I'm sure they'll sort you out. Obviously with this being obsolete, I've no choice. Now there was some really bad rust on there, so I've basically had to be a bit harsh on it to get it off, but I'd much rather have a scuffed metal finish than a pitted, tired finish, which is only ever going to further damage the tool. So I'm just going to weigh it. It is 152 grams. Let's measure it closed. 4 inches, so 10 centimeters. Open. 7 inches, 17 centimeters, there or thereabouts. Now this is UK legal, which is why I'm kind of reviewing it really. I'm not the biggest fan of Leathermans generally, because unless I can carry it, I'm not that interested in them. Because if I could justify having a knife lawfully, I'd just have a fixed blade. So this is why this is special to me, this tool. Now let's start going through the tools. On one limb you've got a knife. Now it's a fairly usable size, 2.5 inch. I'll compare this to the Manly Wasp. So obviously a lot of you guys know what the Manly Wasp looks like. Now this has got lubricant all over it, as you can see, because I've just been cleaning it up. So you've seen it next to that. Now the Swiss Army knife. This is the Ranger. So very non-threatening. Now it's perfectly legal, but obviously being non-threatening is an extra perk. So let's put that away. Now I will say you do have to be careful when you're getting these out, that you don't close some on your hands and so on and so forth. Now this is a chisel / awl. Bit of pitting on the end, I've missed that. So that's 1.5 inches, 4 centimeters roughly. Now this is a biggie for me. I know my Leatherman rebar has one of these, but I'm going to be carrying this, so I'm going to put a snake knot on here, and then obviously I can fetch it out of my pocket quite easily then. So that leaves me to this. Literally these are painted with rust when I got them. So I'll show it you, and I've nearly cleaned it up fully. Now I could polish this if I wanted, but what I'm opting to do is I'm just going to regularly GT85 it and chip away at it. I've already had the Dremel on it, as you'll see in a minute, and give it a serious clean. I am going to see if I can find the pictures from the guy I bought it off, just to show you how sorry it looked. I've cleaned in the joints and everything because it was rusted and pitting everywhere. Now I'd recommend doing that with a toothbrush and WD-40, letting it soak, or GT85, letting it soak, then giving it a scrub. If that fails, dip it in some vinegar, because it's acidic obviously, then carry on. Now if that fails, you'll have to do what I've had to do, because obviously this is obsolete. What I did is I got my Dremel tool, put the wire mop on it, and I've basically hammered all the rust off it. And then I've even had to get the emery wheel on it. As you can see, that slight surface is no longer stone washed, it's like got a shiny surface to it. So yeah, anyway, let's continue. That's the tin opener / bottle opener. This was literally it looked like it had been living in the bottom of the ocean basically, so I'm quite happy with what I've done. I could polish it with my Dremel, but I don't have any compound, so when I get some compound I shall finish it off. Just with this little bit, I shall get the toothbrush on that in a minute and that'll be clean. So yeah, so that's what you get. Tin opener, Phillips head. It's got like a little wave feature so you can rip it out with your thumbnail. Knife, flathead, chisel head. So for a UK EDC, this will pretty much do everything you want. Obviously you've got wire cutters and needle nose pliers. I've really cleaned these up as well. Right deep down in these cracks was filled with rust everywhere. So I'm happy with this. Now I'd recommend, if you can get hold of one of these, just to get hold of it, just because it's discontinued. Now I have emailed Leatherman to ask them to please start making things like this for the UK market, because obviously we've got a big buying market for non-locking blades, but they don't seem to want to make one for us. So after this now, if you don't want to watch me cleaning it up with the Dremel, please like and subscribe and click off. But if you do want to watch me cleaning it up, please continue. And we should be popping some pictures in as well for you. So thanks for your time, guys. And if you like these sorts of things, please like and subscribe. And goodbye. Hi there folks. Today I've got a bit of a different video for you. So here I've got a Leatherman kick. I've just bought this second hand and it just needs a little TLC. As you can see, it's got some surface rust. Doesn't bother me one bit. All you need to do, get some GT85 or WD-40, lubricate the whole tool in every nook and cranny, and especially where it's rusty. So as you can see, that's wet. Now there's a couple of ways we can go about this. Now I've got an old 2p coin, copper coin, and basically I'm just going to scuff it up a bit. Now this shouldn't mess up the steel, but it will give the rust a hard time. And as you can see, this is coming straight off now. Literally just wiping it straight off. Now, for the rest of the video, basically I've had some silver skin onions which are pickled in white vinegar. Now white vinegar is acidic, so that will also interrupt the rust. So then you need an old toothbrush, dip it in the vinegar, basically get it covered in vinegar. Got some kitchen roll as well to clean up, and when you've done, you want to reapply GT85 or ballast oil, multi-purpose oil or something of that nature, and that's just to make sure. I like GT85 for my knives because it's got PTFE in it, so it's going to give it a little coating and that's going to stop it happening again, hopefully. So yeah, I shall just carry on with this. As you can see, it's disturbing that rust, lovely. So I'm going to get the bulk of it off with this coin. As you can see, it's like a dirty puddle now. I'll just wipe it. There. It's nearly all got all of that off now. Now, I was going to use my Dremel tool to do this, but I thought about it and not everyone's got one. So this is just like a simple way of doing this job for people who don't necessarily have a lot of multi-tools. Basically, you'll need some form of acid, so vinegar or something. I mean, I'm even reusing this because, I mean, I've ate the onions. I don't need the vinegar. So, yeah. So that's all we're doing. It's a quick process. It won't take long to do. We're having right lighting issues here. So this was basically a big chunk of rust a minute ago. Trying to keep this still. And now it's just becoming like a muddy puddle. Now I'm just going to give it a wipe just so I can show you how well this has made a difference already. So it's nearly all off. I just need to focus on the joints, and if I really wanted to, what I'll do is I'm going to get my Dremel tool and I shall just polish this up. Now because it's got like a stonewash kind of finish, I'm not too bothered if I'm a bit harsh on it. Now there's a few ways we could do this. We could put the metal mop brush on the Dremel, and that will be good to get into these crevices down here, but I don't want to rip up all this rubber or Zytel. And yeah, that will clean this off and it will get the pitting out, because it's slightly, ever so slightly pitted on the surface. It's not the end of the day. To be honest, we could get that off with a screwed up ball of tin foil as well, some elbow grease and oil, combined with some vinegar or something similar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish this tool, and then I'm going to do a tabletop review and show you how we've got on. Right then guys, so I've done a bit of a rough job. I've got it to about this sort of look. Now, I don't mind saying it, I've bought the tools, I'm lazy and I don't want to be here all day. So, you could continue with the other way. You could screw some tin foil up and that would work. But what I'm opting to try right now is I've got a wire brush on a Dremel tool. This has variable speed and I've turned it right down. Now I want loads of control, so that's why I've turned it down. And also through work, I can tell you, if you go spinning that wire mop fast, it will chuck its bits off and they stab you, it hurts you, it's not nice. Do wear your PPE because you'll lose your eyes with wire brushes and stuff like that. So please be safe if you're going to try anything like this. Or lubricate the tool in the first place and look after it, and then you'll not have this problem. So you want loads of light so you can have a look. Now I was reluctant to do this because I don't really want to be doing this in my kitchen anyway. This wasn't a cheap table, but for the purpose of my channel I'm going to. So we're going to turn the wire brush on. And as you can see, this is on nearly the lowest setting. It is literally wiping this rust straight off. Now for the awkward of it. In the cracks, straight off. Now I'm lubing this up with the GT85 as well. There you are, that was literally just wiped that straight off. Straight off. That is lovely now. That's just the residue. Same again, that's just the residue now. Right, so I'm going to finish this and then do a tabletop review. Thanks for your time. So this is the final stage. I've wire scrubbed it all off with the Dremel tool, and now I've got this this attachment. It's like an emery sort of stone. Now this will scuff it up a little bit, but it'll scuff it up in a positive way. It will look shiny, but I'm going to carry on doing this now. So glasses on. And let's have a look. Ooh. So as you can see, this is just cleaning the surface off. And after this, I'm going to polish it.